Something extraordinary happened in professional sports today. Jason Collins, a veteran center in the NBA, announced he is gay. He did it in a heartfelt article in Sports Illustrated magazine. And President Obama rang to express his support and said he was impressed by his courage. In the chair tonight is Martina Navratalova, the tennis legend who won 59 Grand Slams and 20 Wimbledon titles. She announced she was gay in 1981. Martina, welcome to you. It must have brought back a lot of memories, I guess, for you today, but very different circumstances.
Yeah, slightly different. I didn't get a phone call from Ronald Reagan. When I came out, of course, that was 32 years ago, and it was times were much different then. I didn't really feel it that badly playing matches, but still a lot of crowd was sitting on their hands. They weren't clapping when I came on the court, or they were booing or jeering. The press was roasting me. It was not a pretty sight. I'd say it was about 95% against, and maybe I got 5% of support. Now, for Jason, it's much different. It's I think the other way around. It's 95% for and maybe 5% against. It's fantastic how much times have changed.
And one of the big aspects, I guess, that would have gone through your mind at the time was the potential financial damage that coming out would have caused you and your brand. And I think I've read that you said that it could have cost you millions of dollars in sponsorship. That probably won't happen to him. In fact, if anything, he's likely to make more money, I would think, from his brand going forward.
It's absolutely the fact that that he may be getting deals because he is coming out, which certainly wasn't the case for me. Madison Avenue totally shunned me. I lost who knows how much money, but I was still able to play the sport. Nobody was going to take that away from me. I was still able to play tennis, which is where it's so different from team sports. Athletes, if they come out and the coach is homophobic or the front office, what have you, they may not get to play. So I was my livelihood was never threatened, but I certainly didn't make any money on the outside of the sport. But now for Jason, maybe the case is different, and he may actually get more money because of it. So it's kind of ironic.
It is. And in terms of the impact it had on your life, Martina, I mean, did you, despite all the difficulty that it brought you, was it a huge weight off your shoulders, a huge relief to come out publicly? And will he be feeling that too, do you think?
Well, I think for me, I left my country so I could be who I was in 75. And I didn't come out until 81 because I really couldn't be public about my sexuality, because that would have been that would have disqualified me perhaps from becoming a U.S. citizen. So once I got my citizenship, I could really be out in the open about it. But I know I would not have been as good a tennis player had I had to been hiding all those years. So I was already playing pretty well. I was already doing well, but it really enabled me to be fully who I am. And I know that now Jason, I think, will be playing better ball as well.
And he certainly did display courage, as the president said. And I just want to read an extract from Sports Illustrated. I didn't set out to be the first openly gay athlete playing in a major American team sport. But since I am, I'm happy to start the conversation. I wish I wasn't the kid in the classroom raising his hand and saying, I'm different. If I had my way, someone else would have already done this, but nobody has, which is why I'm raising my hand. And that, just as you were, Martina, in 1981, is an act of real courage, because it takes guts to do that.
Well, as I said earlier today, Jason's saving lives. Apparently, I have done that way back when I came out and gave kids some hope that they were not the only ones, Today, 1/3 of teenage suicides are over their sexuality, and I think this is going to make a huge difference in that number. And Jason's definitely going to save some lives. And what more can you ask for? I mean, it's I just hit the tennis ball. He plays basketball, but we're making a difference outside of the sports world, and that's fantastic.
Definitely, Martina. Thank you so much for joining me.
All right, thanks for having me. Well done, Jason.
And yeah, absolutely, good for Jason.